On May 13, 2026, Air Force One touched down in Beijing. On the surface, it looked like a standard state visit, the first time Donald Trump has set foot in China during his second presidency. The media showed you the lavish welcoming ceremonies at the Great Hall of the People, the 21-gun salutes at Tiananmen Square, and a scenic walk through the historic Temple of Heaven. But don't let the handshakes fool you. This meeting wasn't delayed for months just for a photo op. Behind closed doors, against the tense backdrop of a chaotic war in the Middle East and a crumbling global supply chain, Trump and Xi Jinping were playing a high-stakes game of geopolitical chess. Why did a billionaire tech tycoon secretly board Air Force One during a refueling stop? What is the hidden agenda of the sanctioned anti-China hawks Trump brought right into the heart of Beijing? And what is the terrifying prediction for what happens next? Buckle up. Today, we peel back the curtain on the hidden motives of the 2026 Trump-Xi summit. To understand the real motive of this trip, we have to look at who was on that plane, and one shocking person who wasn't even supposed to be there. As Air Force One made a standard refueling stop in Anchorage, Alaska, something unprecedented happened. Jensen Huang, the billionaire CEO of Nvidia, the world's most powerful artificial intelligence chipmaker, boarded the plane to join the delegation. He wasn't on the initial invite list. Why does an AI chip giant crash a presidential diplomatic trip? Because this wasn't just a political summit, it was a corporate boardroom meeting disguised as diplomacy. Trump brought what he called the best representatives of American business. But look at the political muscle he brought along. Secretary of State Marco Rubio. For years, Rubio was literally sanctioned by the Chinese government, banned from entering the country. Yet, here he was, walking into Beijing. Reports suggest China had to quietly alter the transliteration of his name just to let him through the door without losing face. Along with him was Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent and Trade Representative Jamieson Greer. Even Trump's family, Eric and Lara Trump, tagged along in a personal capacity. This wasn't just a diplomatic team, it was a carefully curated hit squad of financial hawks, tech giants, and inner circle loyalists. So, what was the actual agenda? Publicly, they talked about strategic stability. But the hidden motives boil down to three massive crises: the war, the minerals, and the truce. First, the urgent catalyst, Iran and global energy. With the war in the Middle East disrupting global energy markets and threatening the crucial Strait of Hormuz, Trump desperately needed China to flex its muscles. China is Iran's biggest economic lifeline. The hidden agenda? Trump pressed Xi Jinping to cut off military equipment to Tehran. In exchange, rumors exploded that Beijing quietly influenced Iran to allow Chinese-linked vessels safe passage through the strait, stabilizing global markets just enough to keep inflation from tanking the U.S. economy before the midterm elections. Second, the United States is staring down a massive deadline. The Supreme Court recently struck down many of Trump's previous China tariffs as unlawful, leaving his trade policy in limbo. Worse yet, a massive tariff truce is set to expire this November. Trump's hidden motive was to institutionalize a brand new Board of Trade, a joint superpower committee to oversee billions in non-sensitive business deals, guaranteeing that China buys massive amounts of American agricultural goods and up to 200 Boeing airplanes. In return, what does the U.S. want? Rare earth elements. China controls the global monopoly on the critical minerals needed for everything from smartphones to EV batteries and military tech. Trump is buying time to build up America's own industrial base, and he needs China to keep the mineral taps flowing. But the fiercest battleground of all isn't oil or airplanes, it's silicon. This is the ultimate China competition: artificial intelligence and advanced semiconductors. Remember why Nvidia's CEO hopped on Air Force One? Behind the scenes, the U.S. Treasury dropped a bombshell. Washington has quietly greenlit the sale of Nvidia's second most powerful AI chip to 10 Chinese firms. It sounds like a capitulation, but it's actually a brilliant, calculated trap. By allowing China access to slightly older or downgraded US chips, the US keeps Chinese tech giants dependent on American architecture, slowing down China's drive to achieve total technological independence. Furthermore, Treasury Secretary Bessent let slip that the US and China are setting up a strict protocol to ensure advanced AI models don't fall into the hands of non-state actors or rogue terrorist groups. They are competing at a cutthroat level, yet they are forced to police the world's technology together. But then came the elephant in the room: Taiwan. Before the summit, Trump shocked the foreign policy establishment by hinting he might discuss arms sales to Taiwan directly with Xi. In their private meeting at Zhongnanhai, Xi Jinping played hardball, bluntly warning Trump that Taiwan is a red line and to exercise extra caution or risk direct conflict. Trump's team held the line, later telling reporters that US policy remains unchanged, but a silent, tense understanding was reached. Xi does not want a war that ruins his economy, and Trump does not want a war that ruins his presidency. So, what is the ultimate verdict of this historic meeting? While Trump flew back to Washington claiming he made fantastic trade deals, many geopolitical insiders are calling the trip underwhelming. There were no massive sweeping treaties signed, no grand declarations of peace. But here is our definitive prediction for the coming months. First, the current tariff truce will be quietly extended past November. Neither country can afford an all-out trade war right now. Expect China to announce a massive, multi-billion-dollar purchase of American beef, soybeans, and Boeing jets just in time to boost the US economy before the midterms. Second, the tech war will go underground. China will accept the downgraded Nvidia chips for now, using the time to aggressively fund their own domestic semiconductor labs. The uneasy calm we see today is just a mask. China is building its insulation against US dependence, expecting a massive American policy snapback by 2029. Third, and most importantly, Trump is leaving Beijing with a harsh realization. A purely one-on-one transactional approach with Xi Jinping will no longer work. China feels strong enough to stand up to US pressure on sanctions and technology controls. To counter this, watch for the US to rapidly strengthen ties with its allies, Japan, South Korea, and the Philippines, to build an economic and military ring around Beijing. The 2026 Beijing summit didn't fix the rivalry between the world's two biggest superpowers. It just set the rules for the Cold War to come. What do you think? Did Trump win this round, or did Xi Jinping outmaneuver him? Let us know in the comments below. Hit that like button and subscribe for more deep dives into the secret forces shaping our world. See you next time.